Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And boy, as we look out our weather window, this was the situation about mid-afternoon today, about 3 o'clock or so. A nice storm system and a little bit of a storm cell moved through the Wenatchee Valley, dumped some heavy rain throughout the valley, not only in Wenatchee, also across the river into East Wenatchee. This was a shot from our Sky-Fi Tower camera at the Cross or Wenatchee Heights, and you can see it was coming down this afternoon. Still some scattered showers out there, and the forecast for the rest of the week and into the weekend calls for that stronger cold front to move through today. We did see some breezy winds with some of those storm cells. Showers are in the forecast for parts of the forecast area. I think that'll be mainly to our east for Thursday, but one thing we will notice tomorrow, much cooler temperatures, and then Friday through the weekend. Friday looks to be our coolest day of the week, and then we see a slow warm up, and by Sunday we'll see mostly sunny skies with temperatures back to near 80 degrees. So typical spring weather right now. We'll talk more weather coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. An 18-year-old woman suffered minor injuries last Saturday when her vehicle rolled and caught fire near Beverly. We have the dramatic video. Lighter winds and a beefed up firefighting force aided efforts overnight to slow the growth of what is now being called the Highway 243 fire. And the state is offering $2 million in grant funds to help public agencies deal with drought conditions here in Washington state. But first we begin tonight. A Kashmir City councilman and licensed chiropractor was arrested Saturday on suspicion of stalking his estranged wife. According to the Wenatchee World, 48-year-old Derek W. Pratt was found outside an East Wenatchee home looking through windows. Pratt filed for divorce from his wife in March. The homeowner called police, and when they arrived, Pratt said he was trying to confirm his wife was inside that residence. Pratt was also carrying a 9mm pistol when contacted by police. After Pratt left the scene, the homeowner found a tracking device attached to his estranged wife's car, and later that night sent his wife and the homeowner vulgar text messages and then texted a text threatening messages to that homeowner. Pratt was arrested Saturday on suspicion of stalking and then released from Chelan County Regional Justice Center after posting a $100,000 bond. He was also ordered to surrender all firearms in his possession. The Douglas County Prosecutor's Office formally charged Pratt with felony stalking Tuesday afternoon. Pratt's term on the City Council expires at the end of the year, and he filed for re-election in May and will run unopposed. An 18-year-old woman suffered minor injuries last Saturday when her vehicle rolled and caught fire near Beverly. The Washington State Patrol says they aren't sure what led to the crash, but the driver, Leonardo Gallegos, did not have a driver's license. The crash happened on Highway 243 about 5:30 Saturday morning. The car fire, though, we want to make it clear, was not related to this week's Highway 243 fire. And speaking of that fire near Beverly, lighter winds and a beefed-up firefighting force aided efforts overnight to slow the growth of what's now being called the 243 fire. The fire has now burned about 15,000 acres of grass and brushland in Grant County. The small town of Smyrna remains at level 3 evacuation, meaning residents were told to get out. An evacuation shelter has been set up at Royal City Intermediate School, and large animals are being housed at the Grant County Fairgrounds in Moses Lake. Currently, there are 380 personnel working the fire and 4 aircraft. The fire started Monday night near Wanapum Dam and spread quickly, thanks to strong winds on Tuesday. In a briefing this morning, Incident Commander Tony Gilmer said fighting the fire is challenging because of the natural and commercial resources at risk. That includes land important to migrating monarch butterflies. Crews are doing their best to minimize further damage as they fight the fire. 2 firefighters have suffered minor injuries fighting those flames. Well, in other words, the state is offering $2 million in grant funds to help public agencies deal with drought conditions in Washington. The Department of Ecology began accepting applications for up to $350,000 to be used for projects such as emergency standby wells or to help hatcheries maintain cool, clear water for fish. Governor Jay Inslee declared a drought emergency in April that included the Methow and Okanagan basins. In May, he added 24 basins to that declaration, including Wenatchee, Entiat, and Chelan. Coming up next here on the NCWLIFE Evening News, for the first time in at least a quarter century, the Wenatchee area will not lead the Northwest in pear production. Repairs on a damaged roadside are continuing, but Highway 20 east of Loop Loop Pass has reopened. And we followed a group of Eastmont seniors as they returned to their roots to say thank you. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree. We prepare you with hands-on training and support you after graduation with job search help and interview skills. Institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, Charter has been training healthcare professionals for more than 30 years. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, serving North Central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Arctic is here for you. Arctic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
And in other news, for the first time in at least a quarter century, the Wenatchee area will not lead the Northwest in pear production. A report in the ag publication Capital Press says this year the Mid-Columbia District, which included orchards on the Oregon and Washington side of the Columbia River, will take over as the #1 pear producer. Estimates show the Mid-Columbia produces 7.5 million boxes of pears compared to the Wenatchee District's 7 million boxes. That would put Wenatchee down almost 1.4 million boxes from last year. Local pear growers say the decline is a combination of extreme heat in recent summers and a late frost this year. Repairs on a damaged roadside are continuing, but Highway 20 east of Loop Loop Pass has reopened. Closed since May 28, the highway is limited to one signal-controlled lane, but the lengthy detours travelers had been using are no longer necessary. A washout caused extensive damage to the roadside, and a contractor spent the past several days excavating a soft fill material beneath that roadway. Well, for the third straight year, Eastmont High School's graduating seniors in full caps and gowns took a stroll down memory lane, visiting the elementary, middle, and junior high schools that helped them get to where they are. We caught up with the The purpose of the annual event is threefold, said high school assistant principal Stacia Hardy. First, it's a celebration of the seniors. Second, it honors the teachers who educated and inspired them. And third, it helps motivate the kids in the younger grades to aspire to someday graduate. graduate, I should say. NCW Life, by the way, will broadcast Eastmont's graduation live this Friday at 6 p.m., and that will be followed by Wenatchee High School's graduation ceremonies at 8. You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's features story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
Highlander Golf Course is proud to announce their 2 new state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulators with over 80 courses of virtual golf to choose from year-round. Or try their laser shot simulated firearm program, or gaming with football, basketball, and much more. Enjoy Highlander food and drink service from their full-service bar and grill in the comfort of their simulator room. Call the Highlander Pro Shop to book your time at 884-4653. That's 884-4653.
At some point, we realized that value and practicality go hand in hand. A time when an unnoticed accumulation of items has become burdensome. These possessions still have value, but now lack usefulness. Donate your unwanted items to Goodwill and become a job creator. Your donations allow Goodwill to provide much-needed training to job seekers in our community, and that's pretty useful for everyone. Be a job creator. Donate. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
Welcome back to the NCW Life Evening News. In tonight's features story, Edwin T. Pratt was a civil rights leader in Seattle who was gunned down on his front porch in 1969. Former Washington Secretary of State, Ralph Monroe, takes us on a tour of the park named in his honor. It's one of his favorite places.
This beautiful location in central Seattle is named after civil rights leader Ed Pratt. A place that today is peaceful and quiet and serene, but grew out of violence and turbulence of the civil rights days of 1960s. Ed was the head of the Seattle Urban League and a tremendous leader. There were tough issues: school busing, anti-discrimination laws, redlining. Ed faced them all. He was honest and he was square, but he was assassinated one January night in 1969. He was only 39 years old. A tremendous leader of our state. We still miss him today, but this park brings back memories, and today we can see those young people playing together, learning together, and hopefully building a better life for our state. This truly is one of my favorite places.
Support for My Favorite Places is provided by the Washington Hospitality Association and by Weatherly Inn, senior living where it's home and your family.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. But boy, by all means, let's look out that weather window and see some of the stuff we were seeing this afternoon around the Wenatchee Valley. And that was heavy shower activity that moved through Wenatchee into East Wenatchee. Chelan caught part of that, as well as Leavenworth and many, many towns around the Wenatchee Valley. This was about 3 o'clock, 3:30 this afternoon. Still some good shower activity lingering around North Central Washington. So we're not going to completely take it out of our forecast for tonight, but things will dry out as we move past tonight and then get actually hot by the time we get into next week. But first today, unofficially high temperature today, about where we should be for this time of year, 74 degrees, 76 is our normal high. We started off at 58, 53 is our normal low. Very warm, record high temperature just 3 years ago. Do you remember it? 2016, 99 degrees at Pangbourne Airport. 40 degrees, our record low. That was set back in 1976. No real grip yet or readings on what we've received from the storminess that we're seeing behind us in this afternoon, but we'll update that when we talk again tomorrow night. 3.75 is where we are right now from January 1st until today. Sunrise this morning, 5:06, and the sun will set tonight at 8:53. Putting that surface loop in motion now and show you what we can expect tonight. Mostly cloudy skies. This is the shower activity that moved through this afternoon and will move into eastern Washington tonight. Still not ruling out an isolated shower with a west breeze overnight tonight. And then we're going to transition back to our temperature map, because as this cold front moves through, we will see much, much cooler temperatures beginning tomorrow. Yellows only in the 60s, the green colors in the 50s. So we will be down into the 60s tomorrow for high temperatures, and even colder than that on Friday, along with a west wind 10 to 15 miles an hour. Once again, we will struggle to get out of the 60s and in many cases the 50s in the Cascades and parts of western Washington. But as we move along into the weekend, still a little bit cool on Saturday to kick things off. Mostly sunny skies around the entire state, but high pressure just off the coast of Oregon nudging its way onto the coast, and that will be the beginning of a weather change for us and some warmer temperatures as we begin to see the orange colors now around the Palouse and the Tri-Cities. That will move our direction by Monday, so that means warmer temperatures headed our way. Mostly sunny Monday. We'll see highs then in the mid-80s. And as we move into Tuesday, maybe the warmest day that we've seen this year, with mostly sunny skies, unseasonably warm, 90s prevalent throughout the Tri-Cities. We could see 90 degrees right here in the Wenatchee Valley as well. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. Tonight we will drop down to once again a pretty nice 51, but that's colder than what we've seen, so you might need a little bit of a jacket tomorrow morning as you head out the door for work. Here's our coolest days. Thursday and Friday, 68 Thursday, 66 on Friday. That will actually be about 10 degrees below normal for us. And then we begin a slow warm up. Saturday, 72, a little bit warmer, up to 80 on Sunday with sunny skies. And then mostly sunny by both Monday and Tuesday. 84 your high on Monday. And there you have it. By Tuesday, high temperature around 91 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Mary Maids. Please clean the kitchen, and the cabinets, and the floors, and the chairs. And I wish you could clean the dog. Colin is now feeding himself. Thanks, Megan.
Hi, Megan. No worries. We got it all cleaned up. Let's hope Colin gets past the spaghetti flinging stage soon. Till then, we've got you covered. See you next time. Mary Maids.
If you want to work in healthcare, choose the program that teaches the skills employers want. The Charter College Medical Assistant Program combines hands-on learning in the lab with convenient online learning, plus real-life experience with an externship. Classes start every 5 weeks, so you don't have to wait to launch your new career. Enroll with confidence, knowing Charter is institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, and be ready to work in less than a year. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Wednesday to you. The Wenatchee Apple Sox shook off 2 defensive gaps early, came back twice against the Victoria Harbor Cats last night. 7-4 the final at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, trailing 2-1 in the 4th inning. Wenatchee's Tyler Detloff tied it on an RBI double, and Brett Gillis gave the Apple Sox a lead on a run-scoring single. Now, after Victoria grabbed the lead back in the top of the 7th with 2 runs, the Apple Sox came right back in the bottom half of the inning with a 2-run single by Ryan Altenberger. Wenatchee added 2 more runs for a safe measure in the bottom of the 8th. Coach Kyle Crustangel said he's happy to see the offense clicking early on this season.
We really felt like going in the summer, we had one of the best offenses, that we felt like we've put together, and 17 runs in 2 games definitely shows that. But like where the guys are at, it's always tough, giving up some of those runs, and we found a way tonight to punch back every single time we got punched. So, no, I like where we're at and got to keep going.
Pomona Pitzer sophomore Ryan Long worked 6 innings on the mound, no decision. He allowed 1 earned run on 2 hits with 6 strikeouts. He said it felt good.
It's been about a month or so since the season ended, so it was good to get back on the mound, and it felt good today. I had a great time working with Hunter back there. He did a great job with me. My fastball, slider, and curveball are all working pretty well, so it felt good to get back out there, throw 6 innings, and get the season started on a good foot.
A focus on assembling this year's team for Coach Kyle Crustangel was getting veteran leadership. He says even though they're just 2 games in, he can see that taking shape.
Another focus for us was getting a much older group, and I think when you get guys that are seasoned and have played a lot of Division I baseball, you get better approaches. And I think we've had a lot of jobs getting done, some move them overs. We had some good 2-strike ABs. Sometimes when you have a younger team, they're kind of free swinging, they're nervous. There's a crowd. First time seeing some quality pitching. But I think the experience has definitely taken care of that, and it's been nice to see the quality at bats 1 through 9.
Wenatchee and Victoria play the second of the 3-game series tonight at 6:35. Let's take a look at the Les Schwab West Coast League scoreboard from last night. Daniel Ciprianos' RBI double broke a 3-3 tie in the top of the 8th, and Yakima Valley spoiled the opener for the expansion Ridgefield Raptors, winning 4-3. Ben came from behind, scoring a run in the 6th and another in the 8th to edge Cowlitz at Vince Gentis Stadium by a final of 2-1. Kelowna scored twice in the top of the 10th to beat Bellingham at Joe Martin Field 4-2. Tyler Grissom started the season off hot, going 3 for 4 with a run. Brad McVeigh and 2 relievers held Port Angeles scoreless on a 3-hitter as Portland shut out the lefties 3-zip. Brandon Wagstaff went 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs to lead Walla Walla to an 8-2 win over Corvallis. That was at Burlesque Stadium. Justin Foles also hit a solo home run for the Sweets in their season opener. It's only 1 game into the West Coast League season, but let's go ahead and take a look at the North Division standings. Always nice to see the Apple Sox on top. Wenatchee's tied for first with Kelowna and Yakima Valley. Victoria, Bellingham, Portland still winless, but there's a long summer ahead. Well, the Mariners' losing streak has hit 4 games after Seattle lost to Houston 11-4 last night at T-Mobile Park. Daniel Vogelbach gave the Mariners the lead in the 6th on a pitch hit 3-run double, but Brandon Brennan gave the lead right back in the 7th, allowing 3 runs on 2 hits with a couple of walks. Andrew Moore started the game for Seattle, going 4 2/3, allowing 4 runs on 6 hits. Manager Scott Service was at least happy with his starter.
I thought Andrew gave us a really good effort. He was aggressive, like he always is. His changeup was pretty good, and he pitches up in the zone with a fastball and got a lot of early and count outs to kind of keep things in check there. So I thought we were in a pretty good spot. Got a big hit from Vogie tonight off the bench, which was huge. We hadn't had one of those in a while, and unfortunately we weren't able to hold on to the lead after that. The walks and didn't execute there in the seventh inning, and it got us.
I said 11-4. Sorry about that. 11-5. The Mariners and Astros go out again tonight. 7-10. Brad Peacock on the mound for Houston. Mike Leake will go for Seattle. On the Les Schwab American League West scoreboard, Texas almost came all the way back, scoring 6 runs in the bottom of the ninth, but fell short to Baltimore. 12-11 the final. Ramon Laureano's 2-run home run in the 6th was the difference as Oakland topped the Angels 4-2. Houston's lead in the West is now 10 games over Texas, 11 in front of Oakland, and 12 and a half in front of Los Angeles. Mariners slide continues. Seattle 25-39, 14 games under 500, 18 games out of first place. By the way, this is how it has been for the Mariners fans this year. Seattle traded away Jay Bruce on Monday to Philadelphia. How did Jay Bruce do last night for the Phillies? Well, he hit 2 home runs, including a grand slam in Philadelphia's 9-6 road win. Just how it is for Mariner fans this year. That's sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And speaking of Eric, last night was a very special night for our NCWLIFE sports director and friend. To commemorate the 20 years of Apple Sox baseball, Eric, the very first voice of Apple Sox baseball on the radio for the first 7 years, was asked to throw out the first pitch. Take a look.
Provides a cushioned seat and a program and sports director of the NCWLIFE channel. Let's give a hand to the original voice of the Apple Sox, Eric Granstrom. Not bad. Let's hear it again for Eric.
Congratulations. Unfortunately, Eric, it didn't look like those warm-up tosses helped you out that much. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCWLIFE channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
NCWLIFE channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's Learn, Guada TV, Street Talk and Other Stuff, the 12th District, Life with Lisa, and the Arbiter of Stoke. NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solion Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including NCWLIFE, your local TV channel. Give Solion Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
When you have to get there on time and looking good, call Fast, Friendly, Reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. Available 24/7, AC Checker Taxi has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee for your pre-booked call. Some conditions apply. Call 663-8294. AC Checker, 663-TAXI. Schedule your ride ASAP or book up to a year in advance online at azchecker.com. American Classic Checker Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
I'm Sue Kane with the Apple STEM Network, and you're watching the NCWLIFE channel.